And son, I gotta use the restroom.
Okay.
Okay, because that's what I was just getting ready to do. So hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, Daniel. Okay. I
Yep.
was just doing that when you I heard the phone ring. You hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, hold on.
I
I'm glad I stayed down. That's why I said call right back if I don't answer. Cause say I would have went upstairs to use the restroom. Um, then I wouldn't have heard the phone. That's why I always say call right back. Yeah, so sorry about
I'll
that.
call you back.
Huh? No, I'm fine now.
Oh,
I
okay.
just always said if I don't answer, that mean that I'm not far. I usually
You still get napkins safely.
that Safeway closed. We just get napkins wherever. I love cause you know I'm the toilet paper, that white toilet paper. I'm allergic to that. You know that?
You use the white toilet paper.
Yeah, because that lint on toilet paper, that's what triggers allergy and more asthma symptoms.
So what do you use then?
I use like paper towels or like
From the leasing office.
or napkins. Just
Where do you
wherever.
get
Like
them from?
yesterday we got a couple extra paper towels from Wingstop.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So and these are I
Oh,
got one
okay.
in my hand right now, the Wingstop paper towels, because
Oh, okay.
that lint on the regular toilet paper, I didn't
That's
realize
why
till I stopped. I didn't realize till I
they have
stopped
a bounty
using it.
now.
Huh?
They have a bounty. You know that the baby toilet paper
What kind of
they
toilet
use for the
paper?
babies. Bounty. You know with the bear on it.
Oh, okay. What is?
It's for
Oh,
babies.
that's
You
for
know
paper
that's.
towel. That's the paper towels, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, Bounty is the paper towels, and that's equivalent to these paper towels. But yeah, because every time I've used like toilet paper, because toilet paper has that lint that comes off, that white linty stuff, and it's that lint that is a trigger. But I didn't realize that till I stopped using regular toilet paper. Yeah, it's horrible, especially I guess that's why they created Kleenex. But even regular Kleenex, it has that same lint stuff,
Yep,
so it's not good. So
that's true.
sometimes you don't realize what the allergy is till you stop using it. So yeah, I got a couple of paper towels from Mod. Was it Mod? Not Mod Pizza, but Wingstop. And it's
Oh,
thick.
okay.
Like this paper towel is so thick and nice. It's like
Yep.
real. I just
They
got
can.
like 4 or 5. Just whatever. But yeah, Isaiah do the same thing. We love like the paper towels they have like at the stores and stuff, and the napkins.
So are they at work?
Uh huh. Yes, he is.
Oh, oh okay. Well, so where do you think I should work while I leave, huh?
Um.
I want to look at a store. Start a fast food.
Oh yeah, you can definitely get a regular job. But what I would do when you leave there is just focus on getting your basic life together, like school. I would
Yep.
focus on school. Me and Isaiah, we got
I don't
you.
want to be broke every 5 minutes,
Oh
Like,
no, we got you money wise. Me and Isaiah, we got you, Daniel.
So you tell me when I left, you guys getting money? See?
Yeah, we just tried to put a little bit aside so when you
Oh,
get
okay.
out, we would have something for you.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know that Boost mobile phone that you took? I want to buy that same type of phone again. Really?
Okay.
Because remember that phone, you have to use that Xfinity and the VPN, then get free internet when it's done.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I want to. That's why I wanted to buy that phone again. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we got you. Just, just respect us and have
Oh
emotional
yeah.
empathy for us and we'll have it for you.
So you for sure. The attorney said I can leave Friday. Pretty much that's the day.
It's not a guarantee, it's just around the day. Just shoot for being out of there by the end of whenever. It'll just
And
be
then whatever.
soon. Like
I'm tired.
about the end of the month. I would shoot for around
Okay.
there.
No. Oh man.
Yeah, because sometimes they have to process your paperwork and stuff like that. Because it's
Well,
all of
pretty
what
certain
the
that I'll be out.
it's all of what the judge say. So say the
Well, the
judge
judge says 364 days.
the judge can do that.
Oh dang. Good.
The judge can add he can say 6 months minimum. So that means you would get out December.
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen.
Well, judges are unpredictable. So the best thing you could do is just keep doing good like you're doing. But a lot of people,
Not happens.
huh?
But none.
Yeah. Just kind of keep your cool and wish for the best.
Yep.
But I don't go off all of what the attorneys say because I understand when it comes to sentencing, that judge is they do. Each judge is different. You know what I mean?
Well, the judge said I'm intelligent for taking it. So.
Yeah, but that don't mean he won't give you another month there.
Nope.
He
Oh,
might
no.
test you. See what I mean?
Nope. Nope. Don't wish that on me.
No, I'm not wishing it. I'm just making you aware of how the system is.
And that means I can't help you then with the exception. So, dang.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I got everything covered, Daniel.
So, man, I'm not trying to be in there.
Yeah.
That's what I was planning too, just in case,
Yeah, the things with the house, the maintenance people will come. We already passed our um townhome fire inspection. So we had the one that the property does in general for the state fire requirements or whatever. So we're good. I mean, um I think you'll be out. I'm just letting you know how the system works. Cause see what
You
the
speak, like, don't speak that, please.
no, I'm making you aware. That's all. I'm making you aware
Well,
of.
using Maine to say where that when we get out. Pretty much 13th, 14th, or 12th.
Yeah, and she may be
They
right.
can be released on weekend, I think.
But them judges will switch up even on them lawyers. You hear me? But you have a good incarceration record, so you're not
What is that?
you have a good incarceration record, so you don't have a bunch of people at the jail complaining about you. You're not acting crazy and stuff like that. So but
I'll be up soon.
I'm just telling you what sometimes them lawyers don't.
I know that's some judges, but this judge is called me intelligent. So,
Yeah, but that judge
I'm
was
gonna be out soon.
yeah that same judge that calls us intelligent will do something to try to make you come out.
Stop saying that yet, but stop saying that. That's manifestation. You're manifesting.
I'm not okay. I'm not manifesting anything. I'm just telling you the
Don't say
game.
that, man.
I'm teaching you the game.
Don't teach me the game. That's not the game.
Well, I would start listening to it.
out.
Okay, I hope you do. I hope you do. I'm not saying I hope you don't. I'm just telling you. I'm just making you aware. That's all.
So anything else?
No, that's it. I'm not. I'm just telling you what they do. So that way you're not in a state of shock if something was to go the other way.
Well, I'm gonna be. I'm not gonna call you when that happens. 2 more months, I'm not gonna do nothing. No visitations. You go visit me. I'm gonna deny it. Deny everything.
Why? Because I didn't do it to you. I didn't do it to
Oh no,
you.
I'm not. I'm not gonna just do it to you. I'm gonna do it to the jail too. I ain't gonna get no food. I'm saying, no, you can take that. I don't want that.
Oh, then they're gonna put you in the mental ward, and you're gonna be in a
Yeah.
worse
Oh, well.
situation. Yeah.
Well, I
What
don't
you
want to be
gotta
here no more.
what you gotta do is use logic. Use
I'm gonna
logic.
touch the general population, to be honest.
Huh?
That's what happened. Well, if you said that would happen, I'm just gonna switch to general population.
Go ahead, Daniel. I'm warning you, man. This is why, yeah, you don't take enough heed to warnings, right? So ain't nothing I could do. I'm just,
Be here no more. Find yourself.
and I don't think you will be there, right? But I'm just,
Like I said, you're not.
I'm making you aware.
I'd rather be out there than here.
The judge makes that decision, and
Yeah, okay, I don't care. You said that already.
yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Read that already.
Yeah. I like to let brothers and sisters know what they walking into. That's all. Because even some of these lawyers won't do that.
Hard set every day. Yes, we are.
Yeah. I would just chill.
Do what?
What they do sometimes, Daniel, what they do, they can tell when you kind of tense, right?
No, they can't.
Yes, they can, because they know how it is to be in there. So sometimes they do little they set you up a little bit to make you act up. That's why you got to be aware so you calm. All you got to do is chill.
Yeah, chill and do what?
Be calm and take heed to all the warnings and just stay calm.
What's not gonna happen?
You're not gonna stay calm?
Well, I'm in the cell every day. I can't do anything. So except be out for 2 hours straight. Can't do nothing about that. And it's boring here. Look the same thing every day. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, and it's just temporary. It's a temporary situation.
Yeah, I'm good, and I'm not going to school when that happens too. Because I'm not going to do it.
You're being negative. You're being negative, right?
Well, I'm just saying, if that happens, that's a lot of work to do to catch up on again. I'm not going to want to do all that.
You're not doing 20 years, Daniel. You act like you talking like somebody that it's people that do 10 years in the penitentiary that are not complaining like that. I would just chill and be calm. The calmer you are, the better off you'll be.
Well, this is hard here, man. I'm going to get one of these papers of a fan. But I ain't got no fan. And I'm right next to the outside, too, so I feel all the heat.
Yeah.
You have 1 minute left. Oh, 1 minute left.
You gonna call right back?
Nope.
Why?
Well, okay, I'll call you back.
Yeah, just let it time out though, and then just call right back.
I'm in this cell. I'm in 2 cells now. I was in cell and I'm out for rack out time too. It's a big cell.
The rack out time, you do that in another cell too?
Yeah, we come out to a big cell. You can't get out of here. So, yep, it's not about this. It's boring here. I don't want to be here no more.
Yeah, and that's good. You don't want to be there no more. I commend you for that. You don't want to be there. You just want to understand how it works, so you calm and you don't be going off on the judge.
And there's only 2 things. If you read the paper.
Thank you for using Securus. Goodbye.
Excuse me, y'all. I'm over here sneezing. Yeah, I'm just trying to warn Daniel of how the system works, because he has to go to a sentencing hearing, and lawyers, they do their best to explain the system, But the thing is, I dealt with a lot of situations with incarcerated people, right? And I'm not saying I was dating all these people and stuff like that, but just living life. And I know how the jail and prison system works. I mean, I just know how the system works. So the thing is, at a sentencing hearing, it's up to the judge, right? And I'm just trying to explain to Daniel the reality of the situation, because the more aware you are, the more you can calm yourself down. So say the judge say, I'm letting them know the game. That way, if it go haywire and the judge say, you know what, I thought about this. I think you should do 7 months. Now he's already done a few months, but that way he can calm down and not be cursing the judge out, flipping all out like crazy.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from
This is another call, y'all.
an incarcerated individual at King County Correctional Facility. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept charges and consent to this recorded call, press 1. To review, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Daniel?
Yep.
Okay, thank you so much for calling back.
Okay. You're welcome.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, but I think you're going to get out. I think that's the more likely that you'll get out.
Yep. Pretty much. She pretty much put all the examples on how I can get out and why my case is not bad.
Right, but she's still not the judge, right? So I'm just she's still not the judge. So I'm explaining to you more of the system.
You ain't gonna hear from me until I'm out. They say that guy.
Right, and this is what he wants you to do. See how easy you are.
I'm just saying, what I'm saying is they don't do those little 1 month, 2 month things. Go get whole 364 days.
No, he's not gonna do that.
That's what happens.
He cannot do that. He cannot give you a year. He cannot give you a year.
Yes, but he pretty much said that don't have contact with them when I leave. So.
Yeah. He's not gonna give you 364 days. He's not gonna do that.
He said he will give me that if I don't follow the rules. So.
Oh yeah.
He's talking outside jail, not inside.
But with these kind of sentencing hearings, they can give you 5 months, 4.5. They have any option up to 6 months. But you have a good pattern. You got the proper support. So yes, but
and he also said that if I don't pick up any new cases before the sentencing date, nothing will happen, something like that.
Right, exactly.
So he's pretty much helping me if I help him by not doing any crimes.
Who the judge?
All the words. Yep.
Yeah, but it's still a sentencing hearing. Remember that.
Yes.
So just keep in mind it's sentencing.
They have a lot to say then.
Huh?
They have a lot to say then.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I be there. The best thing you can do to be sure that you get out, it's important that a parent comes, because your lawyer said, let them know you got a home to come to. So he don't really need to sentence you as long if you have a stable home. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I have a stable home.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be, and then a parent saying how good of a person you are. And stuff like that. Yeah, and you promised me.
That's too much habit for you already again.
Yeah.
That's why I said I'm not gonna want to do all that extra,
Yeah. Yeah. Never be mad at somebody for telling you the scoop. They're not your enemy.
I know the scoop. I just don't like to hear the scoop.
Yeah, I know, but don't be mad about hearing it. You want to know the scoop.
Usually what I say comes to life, so I don't know about other people. So, but when you pray and you ask for it and you receive it, that's receiving it by manifesting that prayer. So what you say comes to life. So,
yeah, in some cases it does.
Yep.
But sometimes that judge ain't praying. You know what I mean? It depends on the judge. I think you got a pretty good deal. But but my thing is what I try to do is I prepare you, and you know, what other brothers and sisters can do that have seen people go through the system and that have went through it themselves. I've dealt with court a lot. I've been to
Well, yeah,
jail.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, I've been to jail. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't always get my way.
Okay, good to know.
And it wasn't because, you know, I did so bad or whatever. It's them judges, man. But I think in your case you got a good judge. Huh?
The 12th is on Friday.
What
Next
is?
week. You hear me?
What you say?
The 12th is on Friday next week.
Yeah. And I would just chill. You gotta learn to chill.
Then I've been doing that every day.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta learn.
And it's just letting you know that just Missouri ain't gonna hold so long too.
Well, you have to be patient, Daniel, because this is what you don't want to do. Let me share something else that can happen in there. You can also get a.
That, you know?
Let me tell you something, so you can listen to me very carefully, right? You can get a new charge. Daniel, you can get. You can get a new charge while in jail. So that's why you want to calm down. Yeah.
That's what he told me.
You want to calm down because anything you do in that jail, say you just snap out, they'll charge you with an assault, a new misdemeanor, a new felony. That's why you want to just be calm.
Yeah, I am calm every day.
You want to stay calm.
I'm tired of being calm.
Yeah, and you can get tired of it, but you will get more charges on you. Is what I'm sharing with you. So what'll happen is you'll make a simple situation worse. And you don't want to do that. You're too good of a person for that. Because that's what they do. It's an antagonizing system. The jail system is very antagonizing. And then yeah. What guy?
You don't like the devil, yeah.
Who?
Satan system. This is.
Yeah, but that system also can save you too. It saved your life too. In a little way, in a big way, you know.
Oh, they got 2 misdemeanors now.
Yeah, but Satan want us locked down. Satan want me in jail right now. If Satan could find a way to get me in jail or prison, he would do it.
He can do it.
But just remain calm. That's all you gotta do.
Well, what I was trying to say is my review date is on the 10th. Classification is the people who switched me, and I can't believe they go be looking at my records because they could do that. The doctor was looking at my medical records from Tacoma. She saw those reports. She was saying I'm cuckoo, but she said she can't do anything about that.
What reports from said you was cuckoo? Because I don't have any report.
They said I'm schizophrenic.
Who said that?
So Tacoma. I saw the reports. The doctor, she showed me the reports, see what my medical problems were, see what medical stuff I need. And then she said that they said I'm a cuckoo.
Oh, because of the original police report?
No, the Tacoma, the hospital.
Oh, no, the Tacoma didn't say that.
No, it's in the report. I saw the whole thing. She let me read everything.
Tacoma? No, they said you had drug-induced psychosis.
Yep, and they said I'm schizophrenic.
No. They did not. I have the paper. I have the paper, Daniel. That's a lie. That's a lie. I have your medical record.
If you keep yelling, I'm gonna hang up.
They're lying to you.
I know. I'm just telling you what it said.
No, it doesn't. I had the documents, Daniel.
No, I'm telling you. It said Tacoma, and then it said a bunch of typing, and then I read it. What it said. She said she's sorry for that.
No, they're lying to you.
Oh, they know that.
You're believing somebody that don't have your medical records, man.
Let me speak. Let me speak. Why don't you let me speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to live in jail now. It's just sad.
You had psychosis.
You want to build that?
Psychosis is not schizophrenia.
No shit. I already know.
Yeah. So you got to tell her that's not true. I got to check with my mom.
I already told her that.
Yeah.
You want to let people speak. Let people speak before you talk.
Okay, go ahead, because you believe in her lie.
No, what are you talking about? You didn't let me finish my sentence.
Okay, go ahead.
Bad actor.
Go ahead.
It's too late now. There's no point. Okay.
No, you were believing it. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
who said that? Who said that I believe it? Who said I believe that? Did I say that in my mouth? No. I'm just telling you what the report said.
Okay, what report is this?
That's what it said. There's a bunch of paragraphs the doctors wrote. You got a paper, and there's also something that says in Tacoma. It's at Tacoma Hospital. The whole thing she showed me. She said she doesn't believe it.
Yeah, because that's not what they sent. That wasn't the final. They tested you for that. They're not saying you were that. You.
Yeah, I know, but they need to be put in check.
No, Tacoma. They didn't say that, Daniel. They lying on the hospital.
How can you call the doctor like you said you would afterwards? How do you do that? Instead of lying and say you will do it, but you never do. Right.
I already got the report, Daniel. It's right here in this closet.
So you called the doctor at the jail? She's pretty nice, that's all, but she was telling me what it said. Because I was asking for
No, it didn't say that. They're lying on the hospital.
No, it said it in the system. Look at the system.
She's lying on the system. Are you not listening?
Oh, God, you're a bad actor, man.
Yeah, they're lying on the system. I'll call her. So what? That's the nurse office?
No, she was looking at Swedish medical. She was looking at all this.
You never been to Swedish?
Well, no, not Swedish. The doctor in Seattle and stuff, the downtown and stuff like that. She was trying
That's
to find
you
out
in there
what's
for
wrong
heart
with my body.
problems, Daniel. That's the cardiology office. The only place.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, that's not.
I'm gonna hang up.
Listen, the Tacoma Hospital. The Tacoma Hospital. No, let me finish. The Tacoma Hospital is where you went. Yeah, the Tacoma Hospital is where you went when you OD'd.
Yeah, no, I already know. I'm not retarded.
Yeah, and they did not say nothing about anything like that, what she's saying.
You crazy.
But I'll call her to clarify.
Huh?
I'll call her to clarify.
Yeah, you called her to verify. I was just telling you what it said.
You telling me what she's saying or what the report said?
The report said.
Because I'm trying to tell you she's lying on the report.
It's like they added stuff to the report. I read the same report. You have the same thing, but it's just added stuff to it. Something like that.
No, that's illegal.
Yep, I guess it is. I guess it's going to be a little suit.
Yeah. Because I had a report. They tested you for all of that, and they came up. They tested you for schizophrenia and everything, and that test you passed. You're not schizophrenic, they said. They said you had psychosis. Just because they test you for something don't mean they saying you have it. But I'm going to call. So who do I need to call? The nurse?
Yeah. She was just showing me my medical problem. She was trying to see what's wrong with the internal stuff.
Yeah, they say just
she was researching. That's what it was.
Yeah, but I had a paperwork.
She ain't had no phones or anything. She was researching the whole thing right in front of my face.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what I need for what kind of inhaler, the Z-pad, and stuff like that.
Yeah, and they probably seen the temporary antipsychotic that you had, but that was for drug-induced psychosis.
Okay, that's good to know. Why are we still talking about this?
Yeah, that way you know what you had so you can tell her.
Okay.
Because what did you tell her you had?
I don't care. I'm just conversation. I'm hang up.
Yeah.
You can't really phone me back, so if I hang up, then.
Yeah. What did you tell her you had?
I ain't told her anything.
Yeah, and that's the problem. You need to know what you have.
Well, how am I gonna do that if I can tell? I can't do that.
You can tell her. You got to know the name of what they diagnosed you with.
Yeah, I don't remember the name. I don't still tell. I don't have them to look it up or look
Yeah. Well, now you know.
My fault.
You had drug-induced psychosis.
Yeah, it's too late now. I'm not gonna have an appointment until like next month again. She barely even. It's like once a month appointment or 2 months.
And that's at the nurse office?
Yep, already said this.
Yeah, and I'll call her about that tomorrow.
Yeah, good to know. Okay.
And you got and you had the mental health eval. They said you had adjustment disorder. There's no,
You know?
there's
I
no,
already know that, yeah.
yeah. You gonna call right back?
For what?
I mean, because it's getting ready to go out, so I just want to know.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Yep.
So
I was
just,
just trying to tell you that the review date is on the 10th, before the sentencing. The holding cell review date. Classification, and I already told him I have adjustment disorder. I don't know why there's a review date, so
You have 1 minute left.
I'm trying to tell you that.
yeah, they still have a certain time to review it. They still do the proper protocol.
Review date to check up on me to see if I want to be moved or not. I'm gonna say no. But if they still move me, they do that type of shit here. So they move people for no reason, even though they're supposed to stay here. So,
No, they won't move you because you're doing good where you're at.
Yep. I'm perfectly fine here, totally. Nope.
Yeah,
Definitely not.
just be nice to the guards and stuff, and you're fine. But I'm gonna call the nurse about that and clarify that.
No, you know you're not. You said you just go call a nurse. Like,
I didn't have to because she gave you the inhaler. I talked to the guard and the lawyer.
You say, well, get back and all that, yeah.
I did, but when I came, you already had the inhaler. Because I went through the guard.
Okay.
I went through the guard, and the guard got involved with the nurse.
Oh, yeah. But I told the person.
Thank you for using Securus. Goodbye.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with medical stuff because they will lie, right? So when Daniel overdosed last year, he was diagnosed with drug-induced psychosis, y'all. That means that what's happening to you is because of the drugs, right? And then he had an eval and he has adjustment disorder. Now, adjustment disorder, it's inclusive of depression and anxiety, right? But what they did, when he had the drug-induced psychosis, they run tests for everything. Like they test for bipolar, schizophrenia, and they test for this basic stuff, the mental health evaluator, and then they determine, and I have the hospital report, y'all. I have the hospital report. I have the actual document. And then they say drug-induced psychosis, right? And so that's what, and I'll call the nurse about it. And I had to deal with the nurse and I reported to the guard about the inhaler stuff. So he has the inhaler. So I'll let them know what's going on.
Prepaid collect call from
Slimy little sleazy.
This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept charges and consent to this recorded call, press 1. To refuse, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Daniel. Hello. 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 I can't hear you. Hello? Can you hear me? Something's wrong with this phone. Hello? I don't know what's going on. Daniel. Daniel. I don't know what's going on with this phone. Hello? This is weird. Because the call came through, but I can't hear anything he's saying.
Hello?
Yeah, what happened?
Oh, no, they made it go outside because they was bringing somebody in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you
Yep.
so much for updating, and we'll check with the Tacoma Hospital about these records. So thank you for sharing that, okay?
Yeah, okay.
But I have the proof that that's not what you were diagnosed with.
Yep. Well, I was just trying to let you know, yeah. So
Yeah.
anyways, I'm pretty much getting out soon, pretty much. She's very confident in getting out.
Yeah.
And the judge was pretty confident too.
Can I say something without you getting mad?
No, don't say anything that because
No, not it's not against
I
you.
don't want to hear all that.
Yeah, it's not
Look,
against you.
Comes to life. It's a real thing. So don't.
So when the nurses are looking at what they call chart notes, sometimes they misread
What
it.
this nurse anymore?
Huh?
I don't care what this nurse anymore.
Yeah. So sometimes they misread the chart notes. That's what I'm saying. And it gets misinterpreted. I hope that makes sense.
Yep.
But when you came out of there, they had one diagnosis for you, and that was it.
Yep. Is that all?
Yeah. And then another thing nurses do, they'll look up the they'll look up the medication. They'll look up the medication. And see, one medication can be for several different disorders, right? So they'll look up the medicine that you were given and assume it was for like schizophrenia. But in your case, it was for drug-induced psychosis. So they'll do that too. You know. So and so then it gets misinterpreted. But now you know what you have. You had a drug-induced psychosis, and it's very specific, which means it happened because of the drugs, right?
Yep.
It's not your norm.
Yep.
Because some people can have a psychosis episode without the drug. Psychosis is a symptom, not a diagnosis. Does that make sense? That's like if I have a sore leg. It's a symptom. Huh?
I would not know if it was somebody else.
Yeah.
Yep. Anywho.
Yeah, so just so you understand how things get misinterpreted.
I understand.
Yeah.
The only thing I really understand is I can't wait to get out of here. It's going to be very, very nice.
Yeah.
Outside world.
But did you tell the nurse that you don't have that? Did you explain
Yeah, I
that?
already told her all. I told her all. Yeah, I told her. Everything you're already saying, I already told her. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah. And that's what happened when because she can see the prescription, right? But you were just given that prescription because at the time you couldn't talk.
No, I can't get that anymore.
What?
I need it.
But the prescription?
Well, that one thing I don't know is
When you got out the hospital, Tacoma?
yeah, that one, yeah.
You can still get that if you feel like you needed it, but all it did was make you sleepy. No,
I
you
like to hear my thoughts.
Huh?
You know, I like to hear my thoughts, and that makes me not hear my thoughts. So.
No, they use that for an emergency rescue medicine, so they can get you talking again. That's all. That was that's something that a lot of black guys don't get in time, and then they be talking to themselves and can't talk for the rest of their life.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
Yeah, so they gave you that in time so that you're normal now. So you're actually not schizophrenic. Does that make sense?
That's true.
Yeah, because if they wouldn't have gave you that antipsychotic when you had the drug-induced psychosis, then you could end up schizophrenic because they denied the medication, but you're fine. And then after that,
I'd rather not have that here. I like to hear my brain. So.
oh yeah, you don't need it. Yeah, you don't need that.
The only thing I need is my freedom.
Yeah, you need your freedom. I agree.
I feel like Jesus when he got incarcerated. You know, then they beat him up and put him on the cross. That's what I feel like right now.
Yeah, I bet. And you're tough like Jesus.
Every day. It's the hold. You know what the hold means, right?
What does that mean?
It means you're in a cell all day by yourself until you get 2 hours out.
Yeah, and that's to protect you, Daniel. Because you go over in population, something bad could happen to you, man.
So nothing happened. Well, before
Yeah.
that happened.
Huh?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
You-
I don't want to be here no more.
Yeah, but just say you want to be there till you leave. Where you at? Because you safe.
Yeah, already told him that. And I want a classification type too, saying that too.
Yeah.
I told him that I go to Cairo on it too.
And you could actually having that psychosis diagnosis that keeps you eligible. That symptom, the drug-induced psychosis, that keeps you eligible for where you're at too. You understand? That and adjustment disorder. Yeah, but the nurses, they be misinterpreting them notes.
Okay.
But I got the printout of the conclusion they came to.
Well, you said I'm just talking about that. I'm not going to call you right back, so.
Okay. Let's just change the subject. I just want you to know. But you already told her what it was. That's not what it was. What made her bring that up anyway?
She was trying to figure out what's wrong with my I actually want to know what I need, to be honest. Everything I needed. I didn't know everything because I don't have no little notes saying what I needed. So,
Yeah, because they'll try to give you psych meds in there.
yeah, I'm not going to take them.
Yeah, and don't take them in there.
I ain't going to take no meds in this jail.
Unless they give you Z-Pack.
I ain't going to take that either. I don't like this jail. It's full of dirty skills.
Yeah. The Z-Pack is for your your asthma, non-bloodstream infection stuff. But that'll say Zithromax or Zithromycin. But you can just get that when you get out. You know what I mean? You don't need, because you're going to be coming out. Yeah, but they gave what happens with jails, they give you too strong a medicine. See, because that antipsychotic, when you hit the drug-induced psychosis symptom, they gave you a low dosage. But what happens with jails and prisons, they give black men too high of a dosage. Because they did this to Denisha brother, right? They gave him Prozac, and they gave him a real strong version, right? And he snapped and was talking to himself for the rest of his life. Yeah. So don't take no antipsychotic medications in jail because they make it too strong. Yeah. Because they'll give you like.
Anything else about that is like
Yeah. I'm just saying don't.
They want to talk about jail all day and I'm in.
No, I'm just saying don't take it. Don't take no.
I'm just waiting on my freedom.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you want to be out. I can't wait to. I can't wait to have you home, Daniel.
It's good to know, but because we have to wait every day.
Yeah.
My hours at 5 p.m. tomorrow too.
Oh, it's at 5 p.m. tomorrow too?
Yep. So I got to be in the cell all day again until 5 p.m.
Yeah, and then Sunday the visits start over again, and I can come back. But I'm gonna. Huh?
I don't want to be visited.
Well, I'm gonna continue to do that.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
It's boring in the cell. Once you visit me, I gotta come right back to the cell.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that anymore.
Just be calm.
Say you go visit me. Calm.
Be calm.
Every day. Obviously, I'm calm. There's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? You have like the tweakers in here? Upstairs and stuff?
No, don't do that.
Yeah, they were just yelling like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, be glad you ain't in the cell with the tweakers.
What you say?
Be glad that you're not in the cell with the tweakers.
Yeah, I already know that. Yeah, but I gotta listen to him. It's getting pretty hard to sleep, huh?
Yeah.
Because the vents are all connected, so you can hear everybody talking to themselves and shit.
Yeah, I know that must be hard.
You don't want to listen to that? Nope. Not my fault, I'm here. If we do, that's what we do. They don't let me out until I'm on the
Yeah.
way. I'd rather go to a trial now, to be honest. But now that's no point. It's too late now.
Now going to trial will make it worse. And you'll have to stay there longer.
There's just too much evidence, I guess.
No, actually, it's no evidence of the felony stuff. That's why you're taking the deal.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm pleading guilty. That means there's evidence.
No, you're pleading guilty to different stuff though, not what they originally said.
That makes okay. Good to know.
Yeah, because at first they were saying it was a burglary, so it's actually not a burglary. It's not a burglary when someone lets you in their house because you're running for your life.
That's self-defense.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
So you're just admitting to what actually happened. You're doing a great job, Daniel. I'm proud of you.
No, I'm showing this Joseph. Dude,
Yeah, I would just calm down, man.
I am
Chill.
calm. Well, you can say calm down and chill when I'm literally calm. I'm trying to chill.
Okay. Is you
Can't be
getting?
angry. Whatever we get angry at the wall.
No, you're just getting a little anxiety, Daniel. That's all. I know how that anxiety is when you're ready for a change. You just
Ready
want
for
to,
change.
yeah, the change you want is to be free.
Yep. Big change. I don't deserve to be here. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my eyes burn the cell too. They got nasty ass air here too.
Yeah.
My eyes burn shit. They
Yeah,
gonna-
and you want to just remain calm so you come out of there. What you don't want is new charges.
This is also the last call I'm going to be doing too. Because, you know, people had to call too.
You don't want to act out. You don't want to snap. You just want
And
to
I
keep.
don't do that. I'm a calm person here.
Yeah, you
That's why
got.
I'm on close by.
Yeah, you just got to stay that way.
Matter of fact, I'm going to bring my behavior reports to the sentencing too. Because they said I'm a good kid. Pretty much switch me to close eye. I'm
Okay.
going to bring that. Yeah, I'm going to bring one of those. The new one, not the old one. The old one to say I'm a bad kid. Dude, I don't listen, pretty much. That's all I was. He said I was listening because I put a blanket over my head. I didn't want to listen to him.
Who said that?
GPS in Seattle.
They said you had a blanket over your head and didn't want to listen to who?
Yeah, I'm talking. I didn't, to be honest.
And who was talking?
The GPS guy is annoying. He kept talking about, you want to switch the general population. You want to appeal? I don't give that 1 minute left. 1 minute left.
I love you so much, Daniel. So you're gonna call
Okay,
tomorrow?
well, let me do.
Okay. And you keep your head up and Lord, let's pray. Lord, dear God, Father God,
Just make sure it's a short prayer because it's real quick.
dear God, Father God,
Father God.
we love you so much
Yes, we do. We love you so much.
and we repent for all of our sins.
And for all our sins.
And then you can finish off your part, Daniel. In the name of
And thank you, God, for setting me free very soon. And thank you, God, for making me whole. And thank you, God, for making me be in the hold for my protection. Amen.
in the name of Jesus Christ.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Yep. Oh, well, it's going up soon, so.
Yep.
Oh, man. Let's go back
And
to
the
my
Most High is the most gracious and merciful.
Yes, he is. Obviously, yes. Obviously.
Yes.
Thank you for using Securus.
Call me tomorrow. Yeah. So yeah, you gotta work on stuff. You know, this is the thing. When you have a my chart, right? In medical information. So they're allowed to put notes in the system. So a lot of notes can be in the system, but Daniel overdosed last year. Some guys at work gave him some horrible pills, right? Told him that they would make him work faster and all kind of stuff. These were some older guys. These were some adults. Daniel's still a teenager, y'all. So these guys, last January, they gave him these horrible pills. I'll keep the pills confidential for confidentiality reasons, but they were really bad pills. Daniel took a bunch of them. He overdosed. I had to call the ambulance, and my son was ambulanced out of the home. So he went to a children's hospital, and he was in bad shape, y'all. I mean, he was having like euphoria, all the symptoms that these particular pills would make you have. It's a basically like a basically Ecstasy pills, y'all. That's what they were. They ecstasy, okay? Real bad. So they run tests and everything. The case managers checked him for everything. Schizophrenia, bipolar, and the system will say he's checked for that, right? But the ultimate diagnosis, it doesn't matter. Like when I went to the hospital for my leg and my knee, they ended up saying I have a little arthritis in my right knee. So even though I initially went in there, I'm just giving you an example of how chart notes can be misinterpreted. So when I initially went into the hospital about my leg, my right leg, the nurse sent me there to make sure I did not have blood clots because I had 2 blood clots many, many years ago. So they want to make sure I didn't have blood clots. And I did not. They checked it, did ultrasounds. I ended up having arthritis in the right knee. So that's what was sending the pain down into my right leg. But since I was sent there for the concern of blood clots, somebody else can read my chart notes and say, oh, well, you had a blood clot such and such month, but I did not. It was determined that I did not have a blood clot. So nurses, I'm not saying that doctors don't misinterpret stuff, but nurses are not doctors. They're nurses. They're not medical doctors, okay? But they are nurses. And so stuff can get misinterpreted. So they go down and read in these notes. So Daniel, he was diagnosed with drug-induced psychosis. Drug-induced psychosis. That means that under normal circumstances, he would not have had psychosis. Okay? And he had the blood pressure that went up and everything. However, they had to run a lot of tests to determine what he had. When you go in there and you done OD'd on some pills and you are a teenager in Children's Hospital, they running a check for everything. They want to make sure you're not bipolar. They want to make sure you're not schizophrenic. And so he had a drug-induced psychosis. Psychosis is a symptom. So all the stuff he overdosed on gave him the symptom of psychosis. And also it was a non-violent psychosis. Okay. Sometimes we think a psychosis is always violent. You can go into psychosis and not be on drugs, but the psychosis is a symptom. And that is what basically they determined he had. Not bipolar, not schizophrenia. He didn't have none of that. Because once he came off of the high, those other symptoms that could appear similar to like a bipolar or schizophrenia, those symptoms went away. See, to be truly bipolar or schizophrenic, y'all, the for real having it, you got to be doing it when you're not high. But now they clarify and they add more details to these symptoms. Like, I don't get high. I don't use drugs. I raised my son to not use drugs and get high. But if something happens to me because I'm on the drug, so just say every time I do dope, if I was a drug addict, I act bipolar. That's just a symptom. That's how I'm acting while I'm high, right? That does not truly mean I'm bipolar, if that makes sense. So, and I'll contact the nurse about this. And, my son Daniel has already let her know. But I'm his mom. I have the medical report. So see, when I leave, and this is a suggestion I'm going to give you. When you go to these hospitals, I get the actual printout. Because see, I understand about the My Chart. And so I can take this printout from the Children's Hospital that he was ambulanced into when he overdosed. And I can show this to the jail nurse and show what he had. He had a drug-induced psychosis. And later, at some point, later in the year, last year, he was diagnosed as having adjustment disorder. Adjustment disorder is inclusive of depression and a lot of anxiety. And I have anxiety. I've talked about that on this channel. But yeah, there's no schizophrenia. And being a little mean and being mean and disrespecting me and talking crazy to me don't make them schizophrenic. Don't do that to people. Just because somebody be mean to you and they acting out and stuff like that, they not a schizophrenic. Okay. And see, that's the thing with these people do it to me too. Like even my undiagnosed psychopath son Elijah, that I be doing the lives on. He'll call me crazy, bipolar. All my illnesses are anxiety based and stress disorders. That's what they are. My when I had my psych eval, when I went to therapy back in some years ago, no bipolar, no schizophrenia. You may feel like because somebody's disagreeing with you or something like that, you may feel that that's what they have, but if you're not actually a psychologist, you'll be surprised what people really have. You may think somebody the devil, but they're autistic. That's all they have is autism, y'all. Because if they go into their evaluations telling the truth, then they'll get diagnosed with the proper thing. So that's all that's happening. The nurse then went in and got access to Daniel's my chart, which I have it. I have the paperwork. And and she's trying to determine what he reads. And then also jail and prisons, they it's an abuse system, right? So just like I was saying, one of my friends, Denisha, her brother, Denisha's passed away now, but her brother went into the jail system and they gave him a really strong version of Prozac, y'all. That's the thing with the jails. Like, and my son Daniel, he temporarily, he took a rescue medication. I call it a rescue medication because of the drug-induced symptoms and the psychosis, they had to get him back talking, right? And the only thing that would straighten the brain out to get my son back talking was an antipsychotic that he took temporarily. All it did was made him sleepy, y'all, and he didn't want to live like that. It wasn't, but he needed it when he took it because his brain needed to rest. So what the antipsychotic does, it makes you very, very sleepy. But I did another video about this on one of my lives. I talked about how antipsychotics can shrink the brain. So what you don't want to do is take them long term. But if you have been overdosed on some ecstasy pills and you can't walk as good and you can't talk, take the antipsychotic. You see, he's talking, he's fine. And I'm not gonna lie, they gave that to him really against my will because he said, yes, I'll take it. And it's probably good that they excluded me from that because basically Daniel saved his own life. Because and it offered me an opportunity to learn what an antipsychotic is. And yeah. So that's all. A nurse went into his my chart, seen some notes, and doesn't understand the notes. What the notes are basically saying is, yes, we've checked him for schizophrenia, bipolar, and no, he does not have that. But we are going to basically, we know that now he has a drug-induced psychosis. Because believe it or not, y'all, for them to really, especially for teens, for them to think or know schizophrenia, they got to consult with your parent too. They got to find out what type of child this is. They can't, it's not like that. They can't just meet you one day and just say, oh, you're a schizophrenic. They have to know more about you. And I was able to talk to the mental health specialist the psychiatrist. I talked with everybody, and the conclusion was that he was having a drug-induced psychosis. And remember, psychosis is a symptom, and he had a non-violent psychosis. Okay, you can have a violent psychosis, okay, and you can have a drug-induced psychosis. You can have a violent psychosis or a non-violent. And being a disobedient, disrespectful child, even when they go so far cussing their moms out and stuff like that, they're not always schizophrenic. Because guess what? The person got to grow out of it. Okay? Cursing your parent out and stuff like that, that just makes you have wicked nature. And see, this is the thing. When we want to put everything on a medical thing, we're removing what it really is. But see, he's not cussing me out. You know what I mean? But he's ready to get out of that incarceration situation. I try not to say too much to Daniel because he's still like, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. Daniel's hard-headed. That don't make him schizophrenic neither, because he's hard-headed. It just doesn't. I'm not schizophrenic because I didn't listen to everything my grandmother said, y'all. It's much more to it. Okay? Trust me. He's not on any psych medications. If he was schizophrenic, he would be popping off in that jail right now. His incarceration, he would have report after report. He would be violent with the guards. He would have all kind of problems. He's functioning just fine because the guards and stuff and the staff and the mental health people, they're helping him with his anxiety. Because remember, this is my child, this is my son. I've talked about my anxiety myself on my channel. Okay, or on my lives. I mean, not my channel, but on my lives. I've talked about my anxiety. And that's something that run in my family. I got cousins that got it. My oldest son has anxiety. I believe my mom had it as well. Okay. So the bottom line is the thing with Daniel situation, he's been thoroughly diagnosed before he goes into the jail system. Okay. He's thoroughly diagnosed. He's been in the hospital, Children's Hospital now. He had a drug-induced psychosis. He went through therapy. He went to the mental health specialist. He has adjustment disorder. And all his symptoms add up to depression and anxiety. It just does. That's what his symptoms are adding up to. And so he'll be fine. But I just got to tell him the truth, because when it comes to the sentencing hearing, them judges, you know, they switch up on you, y'all. They do. And he got to be aware of that, so he's not in there snapping off and he get a charge while he's in there. You know, you can get charges for getting into it with guards. Now you got an assault. Now you end up going to prison because you didn't calm down. So that's all. I just want him to calm down so that he has the best result. So this was almost like a mental health live, huh? Yeah, this was like a mental health live. And to be honest, y'all, see, you ain't got to be with a man to have problems with your kids. When men, deadbeat fathers, they don't parent their kids. Y'all heard my interactions with Elijah, my middle son, right? So of course Daniel's gonna have problems. Okay, he's gonna have problems because Elijah is his big brother. It's no different than raising your child around an abusive parent. If one of their siblings that's older, sometimes even younger, if the other siblings have abusive, disrespectful tendencies, because Daniel's seen a lot, y'all. You know, abuse is a learned behavior. And so this was a behavior that Daniel learned. Drugs is a learned behavior a lot of times. It's really hard to keep your child off drugs and you raising them in the United States. But what I'm trying to teach Daniel is, see, because them nurses are gaslight you. So I'm teaching him to speak up for himself, and I'm giving him the diagnosis. I got the paperwork, y'all, right in my closet. The paperwork of what he has at Children's Hospital, like Daniel said, we need to sue, right? So I'm gonna go into his my chart and read them notes and see. They had put Daniel on a hospital hold, and I told him, hey, get dressed. They was gonna try to put him on a hospital hold. He was actually on a little hospital hold that I got him off of, and I'm like, I'll bring him back home. And we never again had to call an ambulance or anything out. We had our disputes, but hey, nobody seriously injured or hurt. Nobody died in any of our disputes because we are not schizophrenic. That's why. I promise you, if myself or Daniel was schizophrenic, it would have went way far, but I was able to handle it. My son just needed to be disciplined. That's all. He needs love and discipline, and he needs to be continue to be taught about the word of God and the love that God has for him. But we're fine, you know. So I'm gonna go in there and look at the notes, but I already know what happened. I got the report. The my chart notes, those notes, that's not the flat report. Those are notes, right? It's just like I explained to you about my leg. A nurse can look in there and say, oh, you had blood clots last year or a few months back or earlier this year. And I would say, no, I did not have blood clots. They sent me to the hospital because of the pain I was having in my right leg, but they determined that they are not blood clots. I ended up being diagnosed with arthritis in my right knee. But I could go to any nurse, I could go to jail and a nurse be like, oh, you had blood clots in your right leg. No, I did not. Because she might read that in my notes. I hope I'm giving a good example that makes sense. And thank you so much for the like. So let me read my comments here. So hello, Gubby. Oh, baby Saja has a YouTube called Fluttershy. Oh, you changed your username? Okay. Hello, baby Saja. Yeah, I like the Fluttershy too. And then so hello. Thank you, Fluttershy, also known as baby Saja. I appreciate the comments. And let me see. Yeah, so that's basically that. So hopefully that makes sense. So in your My Chart or your online records, they have those notes they type in, y'all. But those notes are not the final diagnosis all the time, right? Sometimes they can add other diagnoses in your notes. But in this case, this is why I always get the paperwork, y'all. Get your printouts. Because if that nurse said this or that, I got the printout. Y'all. And the printout says exactly what happened to Daniel. He had drug-induced psychosis. You're not schizophrenic because you act schizophrenic or bipolar when you didn't overdose, y'all. There needs to be more. And adjustment disorder, he got that all the way. You hear the anxiety he has of just getting out of incarceration. The anxiety he has just from the thought, because he wants out of there now, right? I love Daniel, but him being in there is preventable, y'all. I was calling my son every day saying, come home, get from over there. Don't do that. He wasn't listening to me. Him saying it's not his fault. I don't care about that stuff. Sometimes people just, they don't want to, they can't process how much of their fault it is. And it's okay. I know he has anxiety, so I'm not gonna be like, man, you know this your fault. He'll mature. He'll figure that out. Sometimes people got to go back to jail again for them to finally say, yeah, this is my fault. Sometimes they don't think nothing is their fault when they go the first time. Sometimes it takes 2 and 3 rounds for them to say, this is actually my fault. Hopefully he doesn't have to go through that, but I'm just saying, I'm not too much arguing with people in the way that I used to when they think stuff ain't their fault. And he's right. It ain't all his fault, you know. It's the way you bring a child up. Elijah, my middle son, should have been removed from my household sooner. Okay, because his influence over not just Daniel, his influence over Isaiah, my oldest son, the youngest son, and myself. You heard him on the last live telling me I need to do drugs. Elijah is a bad influence, even in my life. And I'm a full-grown lady, but his influence is very bad. Yeah, me and Isaiah, my oldest son, we survived it, but we're older than Daniel. See, you got to have emotional empathy in this case. Daniel is the baby of my family. He is my baby boy. Elijah is my middle son. And that middle son caused a lot of damage in my baby. No different than if I would have had a man I was married to that was an asshole and an abuser. Because see, the thing is, Elijah and Daniel, Elijah per se, I'm going to say this, I'll take this back. Elijah, he took on a lot of traits of their father. Okay. And Elijah and Daniel's father, very irresponsible, unloving, uncaring, narcissist. So when you have children with people like this, the children will not be perfect. But I would say for them to come from a father like that, Daniel is doing the best he can, and in a weird kind of way, so is Elijah. But Elijah harmed Daniel. He's harmed my child. So I'm not pro-predator, okay? Elijah's older than Daniel. Y'all listen to the last live. He got his girlfriend talking shit to me and stuff. There's no friend that Daniel's ever had that's talked to me bad like that. The people at the church that Daniel hang around, they just treat me with the utmost respect. That's one thing I can say about Daniel. He's a better choice of friends. But he got to stop following Elijah. He got to stop trying to find Elijah. Daniel got to get to the point where he stopped caring about Elijah in that way. Daniel got to learn how to fight a war, right? You fight a war by not doing drugs. Your enemy, oh, thank you, Fluttershy, also known as Baby Saja. Thank you for saying that. You're my favorite as well. Fluttershy, y'all. I'm her favorite YouTuber, y'all. Thank you so much for the like. Yeah, but this live is basically about mental health and you know what you're diagnosed with and what you're not diagnosed with, and explaining to you what happens. I gave you a pure good example. My leg. I'm explaining it one more time. When I went into the emergency department, the nurse sent me there because they wanted to make sure I didn't have blood clots. Because I had blood clots in my past, y'all. I had 2 blood clots. So when I had that extreme pain down my leg, they want to guard my life and make sure I don't have blood clots. It was determined that I did not. But I was diagnosed with right knee arthritis. I just walked it out, y'all. It's all fine. I don't feel anything wrong with my right knee or right leg. It's all just cleared up. Gotta walk, y'all. So, and that's what I do. As soon as they tell me it's anything like arthritis, I just walk it out. I exercise it, make the leg stronger. So, if some nurse say I go into the hospital about my right ear acting up, which it is, I'm having the right ear issues, and the nurse says, "Oh, you had blood clots a few months back." No, I did not have blood clots, because they determined that there was no blood clots. And that's what happened with Daniel when he went into the hospital when he overdosed last year. They determined that he's not a schizophrenic. They determined that he's not bipolar. They determined that he had drug-induced psychosis. That means this is happening because you're on drugs. Now, what the thing is, once you have the symptom of psychosis, you can have it again and you not even be on the drugs. You having a symptom of psychosis does not mean you're schizophrenic. There needs to be a pattern of behaviors over time. If Daniel was schizophrenic, he would not be surviving this right now. An actual schizophrenic or somebody that really had bipolar would not be surviving what he's going through right now, not in the way that he is. All his symptoms show exactly what he was diagnosed to have. Adjustment disorder. And you know what? I'm not going to lie, y'all. When the mental health evaluator first said Daniel had adjustment disorder, they said it's something that he'll come out of and get over. I wish I would have looked it up more. I'm just now doing more research on what adjustment disorder is since he's been incarcerated, because the mental health evaluator said, oh, he'll just grow out of it and get over it. But if you look up adjustment disorder, it has quite a bit of depression in it and anxiety. And sometimes, you need a little antidepressant that you take for a few weeks, right? I'm down with that. Because your serotonin, sometimes you need a SSRI because your serotonin levels have dropped so low in the brain, you need to add that serotonin back and boost that brain back up. Depression don't just go away, y'all, not the first time. If you go into a deep depression, and you don't have to be bipolar to have a deep depression. To be bipolar, you're manic depressive. So you're having mania and depression, and you're going through a cycle. You being deeply depressed one time don't make you bipolar. There has to be a pattern that's ongoing. It's not just a one-time thing. Okay, so you got to understand what criteria is needed for you to actually be diagnosed with this stuff. And I can speak about this because I've had mental health evaluations. I've had a psychological evaluation. So has my son Daniel. Okay. He's been in the children's hospital. He's been ambulanced in for being overdosed by some freaking grown coworkers telling him, well, these pills will make you work faster. They didn't make him work faster. Could have gave my son a heart attack and killed my baby. It made him damn near remember or not remember fully who he is. That's what it did. They could have unalived my kid, given my kid these pills. And so I just thank the Lord that he is alive. I wish the best for Daniel. And he's very much loved. And my heart goes out to him because at the end of the day, I raised him in the house with a predator. My middle son, Elijah, is a predator and happy to be one. So this is the consequence I get for, even if I didn't do it on purpose, that's the result. Actually, the result is pretty good because nobody's dead or seriously injured. I actually need to be happy about my result because my result could be way, way worse, y'all. Somebody could have got killed. Somebody could have got seriously injured. All of us could be in prison or jail on the way to doing life, inclusive of me. So none of that happened. So it's actually more of a blessed situation than you ever could imagine. It just is. And we got to take the blessing in it. Daniel's still alive. Elijah's still alive. My oldest son Isaiah is still alive. Isaiah genuinely, all he wants to do is help Daniel really survive this. But that was a long time coming, y'all. Isaiah finally is like, what can I do to help him? He's a teenager. So emotional empathy has finally kicked in for Isaiah to want to help Daniel. Because we don't want him going down Elijah road, y'all. You see the interaction. Daniel's not cussing me out. He has the capability of change. Listen to that last live with Elijah, the undiagnosed psychopath. He's cussing, saying all kind of weird shit. I mean, it's hard to help somebody like Elijah. He's my middle son, but it's hard to help him. And he has traumatized my baby boy. There's all kind of notes in Daniel's children's hospital issue when he overdosed. Some of it I can't even talk about right now because it's even more private. But having Elijah around Daniel did not make his life better. Okay, and as a mom, I need to be accountable for that. Picking a dad and having kids with a man that won't parent his kids ain't good. I've done the best I could do. I will continue to discipline and support my sons in all their endeavors. I wish I could go over there and support Elijah. But he gonna have his stepson is gonna have a little birthday party Sunday. I'm not going over there. I gotta keep on trying to save Daniel, y'all, the child that he's already messed up. All Elijah's doing, my middle son Elijah, he's just over there causing more harm to another kid. Elijah should not be around kids. He's over there smoking pot, cussing, all in front of that white baby. Same shit he was doing in front of Daniel. And it put Daniel on the road to destruction when Elijah did that. Elijah's just taking his same wicked mayhem and he's now doing it to a white baby. He's already tried to fuck up Daniel and has messed Daniel up, but it's up to Daniel. Daniel got to understand he can overcome this, okay, with the strength of our dear God in heaven. Daniel can overcome this. But the same stuff he doing, the only difference is, let me tell you, when my middle son Elijah, he's allowed to smoke pot in front of the baby and drink and all that crap right in front of the 1-year-old. Baby getting ready to be 1, right? But I didn't allow him to do that in front of Daniel, but he was sneaking do it anyway. Because when they teenagers, they're home alone sometimes. I found the video footage and I stopped the stuff from going on in my home. One way I stopped it is not leaving people here when I'm not home and making sure they're actually supervised at all times. Like I said in the last live, get some cameras in your house. If you got a bunch of kids in your home, I don't care if you got one, put cameras all over the house. Because now that camera can show when your brother go in there and rape one of your kids or molesting, you'd be surprised what cameras show. I couldn't have had a camera to see the stuff that Elijah was doing to my family. It was almost in my best interest at that time not to see the camera. Because I would be where Daniel's at right now. I'd probably be locked up in some chains. But cameras could have also prevented some of this. Elijah, his goal was to have all of my kids on drugs and smoked out. Elijah's a demon. He really wanted to destroy all of my sons. And part of his plan worked. You see where Daniel's at? Part of it worked. But then the thing is, the Lord is in control and also protecting Daniel. But Elijah can't come back here. I will not allow my middle son to come in here, cuss me out, fight, and continue to make a bad example towards any children or adults around here, even me. Like I said, he's a bad influence on me too. Because I don't approve of what Elijah does. I never told Elijah he could smoke weed and drink in front of my kids. But that's something he did on his own. But over there, Kaylin allows Elijah to do that in front of Imani. Elijah's allowed to do that in his own residence. So Satan has given him a platform and a location to do his demon behavior. Elijah's place ain't a blessing. That's just another location. That's a location that the devil has given Elijah so he can destroy more kids. Because Satan wants my middle son Elijah to continue to destroy kids by introducing them to marijuana, alcohol, pills, and vape. Same stuff he tried to do with my son Daniel. Now Elijah's just over there doing it to the white baby. That's it. But my position is to get him off of this house so he ain't doing it over here. And to continue to support I'm sorry about that, y'all. To continue to support Daniel, and if I can support Elijah so that Elijah doesn't become worse, y'all. That's my whole goal, is to just make the situation not worse. I thank the Lord my children aren't serial killers and stuff, you know. So that's the thing. I'm sorry, y'all. I should have had this on silent. Yeah. But yeah, so just please like, share, and subscribe. Tune in for more. I hope this made sense. I like this live because I got to explain more details about mental health evaluations and stuff like that. And Daniel's going to have another mental health evaluation, okay? He has to have a psych eval before he leaves the jail. But he's an older teenager and he needs to know what he has. So I just clearly told him you had a drug-induced psychosis. That's a symptom. He was diagnosed with the symptom and that's what he had. He was ambulanced in to Children's Hospital and he's good now. I'm proud of him. And believe it or not, for Elijah, my middle son, that's the best he could do, y'all. Undiagnosed psychopath, he doesn't have any emotional empathy, right? So it's not much there you're going to get out of him. There's no emotional empathy for the damage that he caused Daniel. So he's not going to just say, okay, well, I fucked up my little brother or caused damage in my little brother's life, and now my little brother's incarcerated. There's no emotional empathy. He don't give a fuck about what he did to Daniel. The physical, emotional, all the harm he caused Daniel, he don't care. Elijah does not care. I'm the only one that cares about Daniel. And Isaiah is now caring even more about Daniel. We're the only two that care. We're Daniel's only two visitors while he's incarcerated. Elijah does not care. He don't care nothing about Daniel or me. It's not his nature. So Elijah, because there's no emotional empathy, he takes that same demonic spirit and that undiagnosed psychopathy, and he goes over there, and now he's over there to destroy Imani. Okay, which is Kaylin's son, and she's allowing it. Kaylin's probably a psychopath herself. She told me last September when Elijah expressed to me that she don't believe in the Lord. So she has no conscience as well. She feel nothing because she put her fist in my side. So see, Elijah and Kaylin, they're compatible. These are two psychopaths that have no conscience about what they do to Daniel, what they do to me. My oldest son, Isaiah, he just stays out the way. He says, let me just stay out this situation. Isaiah at work. He ain't got time for all of this. And Daniel is working on getting his life back together. And I got a heart. You see, I still communicating with Elijah. I wish I could go around him more. But my standard is, nah, dog. Your woman can't put her hands on me again. And you heard the last live, I wasn't even talking to her. And she's popping off at the mouth at me. You clearly hear me just talking to Elijah. Then she starts talking shit in the background. His girlfriend want to fight. Bottom line. And Elijah, because he has no emotional empathy and not much of a conscience, he'll let her fight me. He might help her. He might let his girlfriend fight me and then he finish me off with a knife. Like the Jazz and Taz case. The two light-skinned little twin girls that murdered their mama. How many times they stabbed her? 80 times or something, drowned her in the water. That woman didn't have a chance. So see, you got to understand this. This stuff can happen to you and you want to avoid it and stay clear of it. That's the best thing you could do is avoid it and stay clear of it. And I'm going to do as much as I can to help Daniel with his adjustment disorder. That's inclusive of depression and anxiety. And I'm going to do whatever I can to help him with that disorder. Because that is what he has. That's what the mental health specialist said. And that's what he has. Until further notice. Okay? And we'll just go from there. Okay? All I'm doing, I'm just trying to... My mama, y'all, she ain't do none of this for me. I didn't get no jail visit from my mama. My mama wasn't recording no live about me. What my mother actually provided for me was very, very limited. I really thank the Lord for all the ladies and men that was supportive. Some were blood relatives, some were non-blood relatives. I thank the Lord for the support that they gave me, inclusive of my grandmother, and for what my mother did support me with. She was always a sounding ear for me to talk to. But at the end of the day, my mother should have spent more time with me. So I didn't learn all this from my mother. It ain't nothing but the Spirit of God that has me having the ability to even parent on the level that I parent. Because like I said, my mama wasn't doing none of this. My mama was concerned about her man. Whatever man my mama had, that was her concern. And my mother did not live out her days. My mother didn't make it to 55. She did not live out her days. Hey, maybe if she would have did better by me and Tina, maybe God would have gave her the 80. Because that's what my grandmother got. My grandmother almost was here to 80 years old. Not my mom, though. You got to be careful how you treat people, y'all. I love my mama. And at the end of the day, she did a beautiful thing for me. Okay. And I will never forget the first thing she did for me. She conceived me. My mama didn't do no drugs and alcohol while she was pregnant with me. And she told somebody, hey, I'm in labor. They did a C-section and brought me here. She went to a known black hospital, Homer G. Phillips. I was just doing a live about that. Look at my last few lives. I'm going to name that live Homer G. Phillips too. My mother went right in Homer G. Phillips, a hospital that was named after a powerful black man that was a civil rights activist and an attorney that unfortunately was murdered. Murdered because somebody owed him money. Imagine that. Homer G. Phillips, Homer Gilliam Phillips, that's why he's murdered. Look back at that live. I'm not going to go into that. But my mother was wheeled in, or however she had to get in there, on a stretcher or whatever. And she went in there. She didn't try to commit suicide because she was pregnant with me. My mother gave me life. I have a good brain, a healthy mind, a healthy body, and that is what my mother gave me, and I appreciate her for that. And she gave me good advice. Spiritual woman prayed with me. I love staying with my mama, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, when I was living with my mama, my little sister said she didn't like being there. I like being there with my mother when we lived on Linton in St. Louis, Missouri. I actually did. Because I ain't understand it. Everybody in that house getting their ass whooped but me, right? My mama eventually whooped me, though. I mean, my mama, she don't know how to whoop people, y'all. She just don't. Pushing somebody through a whole room when they're a teenager, that's not a whooping. That's a whole nother thing. But some people ain't got enough self-control to raise children, okay? You got to have a calm temper, too. Like even with Elijah being an undiagnosed psychopath, the courts say, 2022. Because me and Daniel ended up in court. So we have to go in court and explain this sick-ass behavior, right? So they said Elijah's an undiagnosed psychopath. They don't feel like me and Daniel won. And Daniel got the mental health eval to show for it. They don't think Daniel no psychopath, but they do think Elijah won. When I was at the jail to see Daniel yesterday, right, there was a Crip coming to get his brother out. He said, I'm here to get my little brother. Bailed his little brother out. Imagine your brother a Crip, y'all. He's in a gang. He's a whole Crip, Mexican brother. There to get his little brother out. That's what Elijah wanted for Daniel. See that older demonic brother that want to be a Crip or blood? They want control over your child. That's what they want. If I wasn't the person I was, Elijah would have took that control. But I'm the type over my dead body. Nah, Negro. We're going to have to go to war. Elijah used to tell me, my undiagnosed psychopath son, he used to say, but I'm Daniel's brother. I said, but I'm his mother, dog. I'm his mother. This is not your son. You cannot take my children, Elijah, and do whatever you want to do with them. Was giving Daniel vape pens. He damn near was as worse as the co-workers, the grown men that overdosed my baby boy. Elijah is worse. You know why? Because he's the biological brother of Daniel. Oh, and if he could have, if my middle son, Elijah, my undiagnosed psychopath, if he could have destroyed Isaiah, he would have. But I stayed on top of that. Every time he went in Isaiah's job, I had a conversation. Elijah, you know another thing about my middle son, Elijah? He don't care nothing about our safety, right? Like, he would bring just random fucking people in Isaiah's job and point Isaiah out. That's my brother. The problem with this situation is he gets death threats. He gets into it with people, including his own mother. So when one of them little people or them potential people get angry with Elijah, now they know where Isaiah work. Elijah cares nothing about our basic safety. You know, since Daniel been incarcerated, he ain't one time said, how's Daniel? Elijah doesn't give a fuck. We could all die tomorrow. This undiagnosed psychopath, my son Elijah, he has no emotional empathy for us. He don't care. I just keep him out my house. It is no need, son or not, it is no need that he be in here. I'm working with all of them. You know I am. I just let y'all hear what's going on. And it's good I'm doing these lives because like on my last live, if you go listen to that live from earlier today, Elijah tells his girlfriend, Kaylin, yeah, you hear she threatened me? She threatened me. I didn't threaten him. He say, oh, I'm recording it. And I said, well, how do you know I'm not recording it? Every time I talk to Elijah, I'm going to record it to protect myself. Because them undiagnosed psychopath, they'll get you charges too. And it actually not be true. Me saying somebody going to beat his ass one day, that ain't me threatening him. I just know life. I know that if I would have treated my mama like that, man, shoot, I probably would have got my jaw broke. Somebody would have broke my nose. I don't let people do all of that though, because I could fight y'all. But I'm just saying, it wouldn't have been no fight I could put up. The Lord would have said, nah, you getting your jaw broke. Okay, but and my little sister, we're in no contact right now, but my little sisters had the same good luck. We gave our mama basic respect. And you know why our mama probably didn't live out all her days? Let me tell you why. Me and my little sister, we were sweet girls. And the Lord might have judged our mama and said, you know what? She should take y'all to McDonald's or take you to Woolworth or Famous Bar and take y'all shopping. Me and Tina, my little sister, we probably were deserving more of the things I've done for Elijah. Maybe my little sister and our mom should have did that for us. Because me and Tina, we had a sweet side to us that I see in me and Tina that even my son Elijah may not have, okay? And I'm just using him as an example because of the term undiagnosed psychopath. That's the key word, undiagnosed. I didn't let no black person tell me, oh, don't the white man saying that about the black man. Don't believe the white man saying that about your boy. Give me a break. I didn't fuck with no mentor that went against the grain of what the white man said in court. Undiagnosed psychopath. That's what it is. Because at the end of the day, they're not around to hear and see what's going on with my situation. They're not. They don't be on the phone with the undiagnosed psychopath when he be wishing the worst on us. And I stay safe. I stay from over there. I stay from over there, honey. Today on the live, he was talking about he ain't fighting nobody no more. He just gonna use a little BB gun or whatever he got. That's what he said he gonna use. So see when you going over to people's house, you don't know if they got a pistol, y'all. I might think I'm gonna get jumped and beat up. Elijah might have he might put some bullets in my ass. You gotta stay from over at people's house, y'all. Because that next time I might not get no fist in my side from his girlfriend. I might get a bullet in my fucking head. Listen to that last live. I'm not fucking around over there. Now they ain't gonna be coming to my crib and I'm gonna be running out the house and shit. I'm gonna handle it here. He know not to come over here. That much he know. Because I will secure and protect where I live, and I'm a girl. I'm not even no man, and I'm gonna guard my house. Okay? So, yeah, basically that's it, y'all. That is it. We gotta really be more mindful and just understand stuff is getting more and more serious, y'all. and it's not a game. And hopefully the examples made sense. I talked about a lot, the my chart, the medical stuff, psychiatric diagnoses, and all kind of stuff. And I'm gonna play some more cinema music, y'all. I'm gonna get this cinema music on. This is scary. Picture you in the movies. Y'all gonna go to the movies this weekend? A lot of times you ain't got none of these disorders, y'all. Schizophrenic, bipolar, depression. You got a wicked heart that you got to work on. That's all. I didn't get diagnosed with all that stuff. I just got diagnosed with like anxiety-based disorders, like one or two things. That's it. Because I don't have a wicked heart. Now, if I would have had a wicked heart, oh my God, I would have had about 12 things going on. But hey, that's where it benefits you to give your life to the Lord, y'all. I did that a long time ago. I gave my life to the Lord when I was 19 years old. And I pretty much knew that the Lord existed, y'all, when I was about 4 years old. I knew pretty much that there was a God and there was a good existence outside of me at 4. I remember because my mom taught me about the Lord, y'all, and I believed her.